This is going to be a film study video about Saints rookie wide receiver A.T. Perry. He was one of my favorite players in this year's draft, in the pre-draft process. One of the guys that I was clearly wrong about in terms of where he would get drafted. 6'3", 6'4", wide receiver from Wake Forest. I believe he had 150 catches in his last 2 years at Wake Forest. I think he was there 5 years, so we're talking about his junior and senior year. I think he had 16 touchdowns combined in those last 2 years. I thought his film looked great, especially one game that sticks out in particular for me is Clemson 2021. He's going against Andrew Booth. That was pretty good Clemson defense. I thought he had great size, obviously, good route running, good speed, ability to win versus man and make contested catches, find the open spots in the zone. I thought his hands were more consistent than a lot of people reported. But I was certainly wrong about his draft position. I had figured he would be like a fourth round pick, in that range where so many people get comp picks. I suspected that A.T. Perry would be a guy that NFL front offices looked at and said, wow, look at the skills and the production that you've got at a school like Wake Forest and going against some good competition with the size and no known character issues or anything like that, no off the field issues I'm aware of. I was clearly wrong. Saints took him in the sixth round. 22 wide receivers were drafted in front of him. Nonetheless, he put some good film out there from week one of the preseason. He's one of the guys that, even if he only had 2 catches, I would have done a film study video on because I was interested to see how he turns out. Look, before I get to some of the breakdown of the video, he is up top, by the way. I'm going to just go over something and dispute something real quick that people might say. Here's the guys that the Chiefs have on the field in this video throughout that you're going to see. Nick Bolton, inside linebacker, could have been the Super Bowl MVP if that second fumble return for a touchdown, doesn't get blown dead. Trent McDuffie, second-year corner, played a lot last year. Leo Chenal, both of those guys rookies last year who played a lot of snaps for the Chiefs in their Super Bowl run. Safeties Brian Cook, Justin Reed, Jalen Watson, who apparently is getting first-team reps with the Chiefs. George Karlaftis, who came on late last year. There's a lot of talent on this football field for the Chiefs when A.T. Perry goes 6 catches on 6 targets. Anyway, you're going to get this safety spin down to the boundary, or to the field, excuse me. This safety take the middle of the field, and it's basically going to leave this corner in like a cover 3 technique kind of. He bails, gets off. A.T. Perry, smooth catch on a ball that's kind of low, I think, from Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston trusts him. I would say maybe Winston could throw the ball a slight touch earlier. But he's lined up at the X. It's a deep comeback. Gathers it easily. Maybe his feet could be a little bit sharper here, right at the top of the route. And you can see him get down, come back to the ball slightly more. Maybe that's why it ended up being low, but I could be wrong. All right, second play. His touchdown. This is the second possession. It's a 3rd and 5. He's the point man in the bunch. And Trent McDuffie's pushed up on him, trying to play man. And Perry gets to the other third on what I call a climb concept. Look, it's a tough cover for McDuffie with the safety flying out of there. So what I mean is this safety here is going to spin down to help, I believe, an inside linebacker with the running back to the boundary, basically leaving McDuffie man-to-man. You can see, I think that is Nick Bolton covering the running back. Safety has spun down, left all this field, basically the other third. That's what we would call a climb concept, is a receiver from one side of the formation working to the other third on the opposite side. Not a post, a direct climb concept like a ladder. That was the explanation we used to give to kids when we told them about the route. But it's a good throw by Jameis Winston, and he clearly trusts A.T. Perry. You get the end zone angle here, by the way. Karlaftis is on the field. I already mentioned that Nick Bolton is. Trent McDuffie's the guy getting beat. Jalen Watson's on the field, and I think that's Justin Reed that spun down to the boundary, playing against good talent, not playing against guys who aren't going to be playing in the NFL for years to come. Tough catch, gets into the end zone before the ball comes out. 29-yard touchdown, first of his career. Short catch, next play. Only end zone angle provided. It's some weird spacing. It's like a late drag. He's coming across the field late. I think he's got good awareness of where defensive players are. Catches this ball, gets down immediately. Only 2 yards, kind of inconsequential in terms of having a huge impact, but this one's not. This is all 22 view. He's up here as the X receiver, away from trips. Saints got 3 receivers to their left, and then Perry up here is soloed up against Echo Boydo, Kansas State rookie free agent. Pretty good player, has some good film from Kansas State. I remember when I was watching Julius Brent's film and seeing some stuff about Boydo. Physical coverage or trying to be physical. Winston trusts him, as I've said twice already. Look when he throws this football. He's already throwing the football. He's already pulling the pin on the grenade. And A.T. Perry has still got his back to him. This is just trust. I mean, this is not unusual for a quarterback to do that, but this is a rookie wide receiver in his first NFL game in the preseason, facing quality players, and Jameis Winston's throwing the football before he's even anywhere near making his cut because he knows where he's going to be. To me, that says this guy's making these plays against the Saints defense, and that's how come Jameis Winston and probably Derek Carr would feel comfortable throwing the football to him in that situation. That was fourth possession, by the way, on a 2nd and 8 for a 13-yard gain. End zone angle, just so you can see the catch and the smoothness. Look, with the guys that they're going to be able to put on the field, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, assuming he's healthy. He did have a catch in this game, I believe. Kamara, Jamal Williams, Taysom Hill. Derek Carr is going to have the opportunity to get the ball to this guy. You know, now where is he at on the depth chart? Like people like to say, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. I think Perry's going to get on the field some. Is it going to be 20 snaps a game? Is it going to be 30 snaps a game? Probably not 30. I would say there's probably going to be times where he's on the field 10, 15 snaps a game, and they're trying to get him a specific matchup. Better hands than people stated at times in the pre-draft process. One of my favorite players, like I said, coming out of ACC. Last one, 3 wide receiver look. It's a snag smash concept. Basically, it's a 3 wide receivers, and I think you're going to get something like this even though he doesn't finish his route. Taysom Hill goes out into the boundary, and then Perry, who's up top to the field, is going to run. It's not really smash it's not really snag, excuse me. It's kind of like an in cut complete. He's going to sit down in the zone. Chiefs are in their 4-3. He's going to sit down so he doesn't bring his route into that. I assume that's a linebacker, number 23. I think he's a smart player, very savvy, played a lot of snaps at Wake Forest, has some great film against high-level competition. I was confused as to why he didn't go earlier. I think he's a guy that's going to get opportunities, specifically if he plays with Michael Thomas and Chris Olave. They have other receivers as well, don't get me wrong. And Taysom Hill is always how do you treat Taysom Hill? What is he? So in this case, the Chiefs are treating him like an actual fullback because they're in their 4-3 look, it appears to me. 3 wide receivers against base personnel, usually not a good matchup for the defense. I'm excited to see A.T. Perry play in the regular season. Whenever he gets an opportunity, might not be week 1. His opportunities could vary as the season progresses. He showed a wide variety of skills in this game, if you ask me. When he was on the field, unique opportunity with the personnel and the experience that he's going to be playing with in terms of Michael Thomas, Kamara, Jamal Williams, Derek Carr, Taysom Hill, all of those guys. I look for the Saints to be improved from last year, to be honest with you, not just because of their quarterback play, because Michael Thomas has returned, and because hopefully Kamara and Derek Carr are there, every week and can provide some stability and some consistency for this offense, but specifically for rookie players like A.T. Perry. You guys let me know if you were impressed with his play against the Chiefs Sunday night and what you think of my film breakdown. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other Saints fans might enjoy this film study video of A.T. Perry, please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it out on social media to help this content get more reach.